Hi guys, just wanted to come to you and say hello to everyone, and just wanted to be hopefully an encouragement to someone on this Monday morning. I'm here in New York City. This process isn't easy. This process is very difficult because it takes you out of basically what you've been doing, out of your routine, how you handle, how you cope with things. And sometimes we're in a situation where we might even think that we know what we're doing, and now we have to relearn different things. I was talking to my dad, and me and my dad have a crazy relationship. And part of it being crazy is that he hasn't been really consistent in my life, in the life of my brothers. Well, one brother has passed away, but the other brother, he hasn't been consistent. He hasn't been consistent in the life of my children. And so when I say consistent, outside of New York, it's kind of hard to explain, different, how would I explain boroughs to someone else? Because I don't know how distances range from state to state. But in New York, we have the 5 boroughs. We have Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island. Wait a minute, let me say Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island. Yes. And so those are the 5 boroughs. And so those 5 boroughs are connected either by, bridges. And it takes, actually, you can get from borough to borough within an hour on mass transportation. Or if you're driving, maybe 20 minutes. And so for so many years, my dad wasn't in my life. He was incarcerated for many years when I was much younger, in my teens and in my 20s. And so he wasn't really in my life, and wasn't in the life of me and my 2 younger brothers. And so when he finally got himself together, I guess I was 23 years old. And when I say he got himself together, I mean he made a conscious decision to get himself together. I mean, he was never incarcerated for any type of violent crimes or anything. The biggest crime, I guess, probably would be on himself, in terms of being an alcoholic and occasionally using drugs. And that always getting him into trouble. And so because of those issues, he wasn't consistent. I had a relationship with my father's mother and his siblings, but really not him. Now, he would call, and whenever he came home, I was, would be able to visit him and everything. But I mean, in terms of being consistent in the life of his children, knowing things about his children, our favorite color, the movies that we like, who our friends are, what are our likes and dislikes. He never got close enough with us to know that. And so when he did get himself together, it was a good thing. We didn't know how long he would, stay, on the right track, but he got into the church. And once he started to really get into the church, get into his Bible, go out his way to consciously make some changes, he was able to maintain. And through that, he met his wife, which is my stepmother to this day. They've been married for, I think, almost 16 years. And she's a beautiful woman, really is. And when I say beautiful, I mean physically beautiful, but spiritually beautiful. She's been, she's, as they would say, she's a praying woman. And I think that, as my mother says, when she got with my dad, she was too young to give him what he needed, and he didn't know what he needed, and it just wasn't going to work because they were teenagers, you know. So she's really been a blessing to our family. But even with that being said, my father not being consistent has left a void, has left a void in my life. My brother that passed away, he definitely had a void in his life. And my other brother that is still living, he has left a void. And in a lot of ways, I feel like that void that he left, we filled with things and food. And it's real. Because, I mean, it's not about blaming anyone because we're grown. I'm almost 45 years old. I'll be 45 at the end of next month. My other brother, I believe he's going to be 35. And my other brother passed away at 32. So it's not about blame, but it's just knowing that when these kind of things happen, it can scar you. It really can. And there were voids that were left. And it's not just that it happened then and everything's great now. To this day, my father is still not consistent. I mean, it's sad. I mean, if he comes over, it takes him about, you see, he would come over on a weekend. The last time I saw him, well, actually, the last time I saw him was 2 weeks ago. But before then, I think I saw him at my brother's mother's funeral in November. But I would say, on average, twice a year. Hi, how you doing? Okay, twice a year that we see him. And when I say twice a year, I know it's twice a year because it's usually Christmas. And then if I have a barbecue in the summertime, twice a year. And if we're lucky, it might be, maybe like if something is going on or whatever, or I'm saying I'm having a dinner or something, then he might come. So that's 3 times a year. And 3 times a year to see your children is unacceptable. It doesn't matter if those children are grown. It's still unacceptable, especially since you live in the next borough. And sometimes he can even get a ride for his sister, and that would get in there in 20 minutes. And so it's like growing up, always hearing I want to take you out, we're going to get together, we're going to do this, and just never happening. And then to realize, this is still going on. I'm grown, I'm fully grown. And it still goes on about the promises. And, I've been through therapy, and I'm always saying it's okay, but it's really not okay, and it really hurts. And what I did learn the times that I was in therapy, because I didn't see any correlation between, a void that I had from childhood and what's going on with me right now. It's still a void. It's still a void. And I would say to my brother that is living, Dion, do you get that there's something going on with us? There's something really going on. I mean, we have the same dad, not the same mother. My father's a small man. My father's maybe 170 pounds. Maybe even 170 pounds. He's a short man, but he's muscle. He's always been a small man. And he's not, sad to say, how we all feel like we'll be accepted no matter what from our parents we're accepted, and as parents we will accept our children. Well, my father let it be known that he was not happy with any of his children being overweight. He let us know that we didn't look good being overweight. And I mean, I think I got the pass because I was the daughter. So it was always, oh, you're beautiful. I did get that. But it came at, you would hear the comment, but then it would be something else, where you could do this, or you got to be doing that, or why are you not eating vegetables? And it was like, I had to say to him one time, well, what would make you think that? What would make you think that I don't eat vegetables, or I don't eat fruits? Who told you that? And I guess it was just something, an assumption that because I'm overweight or my brother's overweight, that we don't eat vegetables, or we don't eat fruits, or everything we eat is fried. And I don't know. I guess he just made that assumption because he's never heard. I was brought up on vegetables. I love vegetables. I love fruits. My issue is that when I'm happy, I eat. When I'm sad, I'm eat. And a lot of times, when you through the course of the day, hello, you either gonna be happy, sad, or somewhere in the middle. And usually, if I'm happy, I'm gonna eat. And within the last, I would say, 5 years, I had really been really depressed and really down because of the weight, because of the pain in my body, and I wasn't making the right choices. That didn't mean that I didn't eat vegetables. That didn't mean that I didn't eat fruits. But my father assumed that, I don't know, that fruit and vegetable was not available to me or something like that. And so he would say it. He would, and we all, my siblings, we would feel it. And it wasn't like he just did it to me. He did it to them too. My brother works at the supermarket, and my dad would say, "Son, do you know about vegetables?" It's like, wow, Dad, I work in the supermarket. I actually do know about vegetables. I actually eat vegetables every day. And the look on his face, like maybe he was shocked or something. And it's like, he called me the other night and he said, "I just want to let you know that me and your stepmom, we're really proud of you. We saw you the last time we came over, and we were really looking at you. But it was after we went home that we were reflecting. And we're really proud of you. And guys, when I tell you, it didn't feel good. And it didn't feel good because as a parent, I am a parent. So I want my parent to have treated me with, I'm proud of you no matter what. No matter what, I'm proud of you. So now I'm making changes, a surgery that he wasn't happy with, he was not on board with. But basically, I told him, Dad, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you what I'm doing. And then so he got on board then, because I don't think this is a good idea. And I said, well, Dad, I'm fully grown, and this is what I've done research, and this is what I'm going to do to save my life. And so he wasn't happy about it, but he had to come on board. Either he can come on board or be left behind, because I was already going to do it. But it was just the thing is, I try my best to always explain to my girls that I want the best for them. But at the end of the day, I'm happy no matter what. I love you no matter what. I love you, and when you love a person unconditionally, then I'm not happy because you did this or whatever. I'm happy. I love you. I mean, I want you to do the right thing and be on track or whatever, but the love is always there. And I haven't always felt that from my dad. During the times when I was at my heaviest, it was like, literally, this is how I felt, like the pink elephant in the room. It was just like it was said, because like I said, even when he was dating my mother and she was a teenager, he never wanted her to get a certain size. He has a thing where, like, he could see overweight people and he's not thinking nothing of it. But for his children and his image is unacceptable. And I always tell my brother, Dion, I say, you don't think that because we haven't really been accepted with, you don't think that matters? And sometimes you say, no, it's, that he said, maybe it affects you, but it doesn't affect me. And I say, okay, he's a guy and maybe it's different. But deep down inside, guys, I feel like the void that started there with my dad, I have issues with my mom too, but the void that started with my dad not being there has set me up in a negative way. And now, as a woman of 44, a single mom that has to have weight loss surgery, I'm still struggling. It's like, okay, the surgery makes it where you physically can't get a certain amount in. Great, you can't get a certain amount in. But you still have these emotions and things that are going on with you through the course of the day that, you might snack more than you even realize. And if somebody was to watch you, you would realize, oh, I didn't know I was eating that. Those kind of things go on. Or even sometimes you could think you're eating something healthy, but then you reach even for that healthy stuff a little bit more than what you should. You're not really hungry. And so those are the times that I'm trying to, like, pull back, check myself, realizing that, even though, across the street, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can. Wait a minute. Where is? I don't know if you guys can see, but across. Let's see. Probably can't see it. but it's over there. You can't see it. Well, anyway, basically, I'm across the street from the gym. That's what I was trying to say. And so I just walked here. So I'm getting ready to go into the gym. But it's just that, just feeling that there's still a lot of emotional stuff going on with me. This is what this video is about, basically. There's still a lot of emotional stuff going on with me. And so even though physically I'm feeling great, great. I mean, let's be real. Great. I can't discount that because if I can't remember my pain, I can look back on videos where you can see the pain on my face. So there's nobody, nothing that will let me take away from that. I feel physically great. When I wake up in the morning, I don't have to reach for a pain pill. In the course of the day, I might take a pain pill one time. Whereas that I was taking it maybe 3 times a day because I needed it. So I'm not going to discount that. Nothing or nobody is going to, be able to take the memory of what it was to be in that much pain, to wake up and not be in pain now. And that's why I go out my way to get to the gym. Because if I wake up and I'm a little achy, then maybe not. But if I wake up and I'm okay, then I have to get there because everything else would be in vain, But it's just to say that this process, it's really serious. And I guess I got this I thought about making this video because I was watching my 600-pound life, and the people that I notice on that show that are the most resistant are the people who have tragedy, dramatic things have happened in their life, traumatic things have happened in their life, whether it has been sexual abuse, which is something I have dealt with also, abandonment from a parent or parents, rape. Something traumatic has gone on because, like they say, you can't just love food that much. And so, what I'm just realizing is that the surgery has done one part of it, and the hardest part is to keep going, knowing that okay, now I done got myself cut off, and my stomach is forever changed. But in the same breath, my mind is still the same, and I'm trying to make those changes, and it's so hurtful, and I don't know how to get through it. All I can do is keep going every day and try to be as positive as possible and make my videos, because I can go back and look back on my videos and say, okay, well, that's where I was at that time, and hopefully in a month or 2 months or 6 months, I can come back to this video and say, wow, look, that's where I was. And now look where I'm at. But I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one, because just like the therapist says that on 600 pounds life, nobody eats that much just to eat. People are scarred. And even though I don't think there's anyone on my channel that's over 600 pounds, I really don't know. But whether it's over you got to 600 pounds, 700 pounds, or whether you overweight 100 pounds or 200 pounds, something is going on there. There's something going on there. Nobody likes to eat that much. There is trauma. There is loneliness. There is something going on. I was in a relationship for 16 years, but I was still lonely. I saw the person every day. We had a full life with the girls, but there was still something in me that I was lonely, because I felt that being with that person, was I being with them just for the children? So, and I was saving face for the sake of the children, keep my family together. I wasn't really fulfilled. I wasn't really happy. And I really felt like being with the person, I was settling. And I basically had to tell the person, I don't want to waste your time because this is not going anywhere. So me, even my personal life, I was lonely. All those things are what causes a person to, have low self-esteem and not take care of himself. I mean, I had to be real. The best part of it is that I was able to walk away and say, you know what, for the sake of the kids, I can't even be in this for the kids. It's time for me to be real to myself, because tomorrow's not promised. I could drop dead, and I wouldn't have had real happiness in my life. And like I said, it's not that he's a bad guy or anything like that. He's a good guy. He's okay. But it's just that he wasn't the match for me. And I felt like that relationship was a lot of work, more work than I needed to do. My job is to raise the kids. I can't raise the kids and help raise you. You know what I mean? So I just had to walk away from that. But in the same breath, there's a loneliness that's there. And, Of course, like I said, I would like to find somebody, but not just find someone just to have someone. Find someone who is like my equal, that we're striving for something together, to work together, you know. And I don't have that now, but I have to think positive and know that if I do what I need to do, as far as not just getting my body right, but getting my mind right, healing my pain from my past, then that person will come. And I always tell my mother says, well, you have to be open to it. Vanessa, you're not open to it. I said, that's true. I have to be open to it. And more than be open to it, I have to value myself, so that if I meet someone and I feel like I'm being mistreated, or I feel like this is not going anywhere, love myself enough to walk away and say, hey, this is not working for me. I don't have to say anything that doesn't it's not working. I don't need to do that. And that's for anyone. You don't have to settle. I mean, a lot of people think, well, I don't want to be alone. But guess what? Sometimes you're in a relationship and you're still alone. Sometimes you're in a marriage and you're still alone. And I just didn't want to do that. I really just didn't want to do that. So, but now I'm on the other end where I'm like, okay, I don't